Remind me your name again?
Laga.
Nice to meet you. You're from?
I'm from Nigeria.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice. Okay, so I just want to ask a few questions on your experiences actually in Nigeria, right?
Okay.
The cultural differences. So how is it? Are they able to break the ice in terms of Nigeria compared to London? You know, do people interact with each other more and?
Yeah, well, in Nigeria, I'll say because they're a bit more, Nigerians, in my opinion, have a bit more of a character about them, a bit more of a forwardness about them. So, whether that falls into breaking the ice appropriately or not, but in comparison to London, my time in London, people are a little bit more reserved, a bit more in their space,
Yes.
and you kind of need that non-verbal permission to come in or to be invited in to have a conversation. When in Nigeria, just their natural being, they're more forward. They're more forward. So yeah, they break the ice a bit more in Nigeria because someone could just see you right now, just like I see you, and say, "I like the way you look," and it's a compliment. And over here, you might need that non-verbal invitation to make that compliment to someone. So I think it's a bit different and slightly more difficult to break the ice here in comparison. Not saying it can't be done or it's not being done, but in comparison, it's different.
So in that way, people are more interactive. They engage more with each other.
A lot more.
And it creates more of a community vibe.
Yes, and very quickly. So strangers become friends very quickly. Friends become family very quickly. That dynamic is quickened because of that. So it makes things happen quicker than normal. Whereas here, you might meet someone, you know them for like a long time, but you fail to establish that kind of bond that you would have established if things moved a bit quicker. Yeah.
So you must find it, coming here then, in terms of the change, it must be a bit weird in a way.
It was difficult at first, but then when you embrace it, I think when I first came here, it was hard because you try and conform, but then you realize actually that character trait is a plus. So then I actually really defaulted back to myself. Because then you now stand out, and people know that you have no ill intentions. And when people see that you come to them with no real ill intentions, then they come out of that shell. So I kind of, at first I conformed, and then I reverted back to who I was. And it worked a lot better for me, going forward, because I just became that guy.
So you must have been able to create a lot of opportunities for yourself by doing that. What kind of opportunities, what kind of doors are open for you?
Well, I started my business like that, so obviously having had to work, I worked for several places, and then the people I met, we formed good relationships. They allowed me to start my business. So when I started my business, I had people who I had built relationships with that allowed me to start my business. And 6 years on, my first 3-4 clients were people that I met and haven't known that I met them through work. So that really was a big factor, because without those 2 or 3 clients, my business wouldn't have started. I wouldn't have been able to go to anyone. I would have been starting from zero. So that was a big deal.
So if you waited for people to come up to you, you wouldn't be as forward,
Exactly.
Wouldn't have made as much progress as you have now, or if any, right?
If any at all. I mean, I could have been a bit more passive. If I was more passive, nothing would have happened. But I was always proactive with people at work, always proactive with clients. Even when I went, one of my first clients was someone that I didn't even know. I met at an event. We were just on the same table. Ended up speaking. They're now my clients 6-7 years on. So it does make a big difference.
And who broke the ice on that direction?
I did.
Yeah. How did you do it? Was it just the fact that,
Yeah, to be honest with me, it's almost about, as I said, being genuine. So saying hello to someone is breaking the ice.
Exactly.
Walking across the street and just acknowledging someone and just giving them a nod, in itself is almost breaking the ice. It's just saying, I see you, I recognize that you're there, and as I said, I have no ill intentions. So being at the table with someone, not knowing someone, we're at an awards evening, it's a bit weird to sit there for 3-4 hours and not say hello to someone that you don't know. So it's just a natural thing. I just said hello, introduced myself, what do you do? And at that time there was no synergy, but we just kicked it off.
And they weren't even sitting directly next to you?
No, they weren't next to me. They weren't. They were literally 2-3 people on the other side.
But people think that they have to have someone directly next to them. If they're the person next to them over there, suddenly you're not allowed to talk to them, right? But I feel like there's this, this like unwritten rule in society where people feel like they're not allowed to approach
Exactly.
people or make connections. So
You need that. What I mean by the non-verbal invitation. It's like people are always waiting to be invited in, when really and truly that's what stops you from doing it. So if we're at a table of 6 to 8 people and you're next to me, I may say hello to you, but then when I actually go across and say hello to the other 5 or 6 people on the table, most likely not, because I think I'm invading their space, or I've not been invited to say hello. So yeah, it's a tricky one, but I think it's easily overcome.
I think that's correct, because in London I feel like once you do break the ice, people are very friendly.
They
Just like they're waiting for that.
They are very
that
friendly,
opportunity.
and I was shocked at how they're very, very friendly in comparative to some of the other countries as well that I've been to. But London, it's surprising because, as I said, there's this circle, invisible aura of you think they're a bit reserved, but once you open up with someone, once they open up to you, they're very friendly.
Appreciate it, man. You heard it here from Laga.
It's a pleasure.
And
to meet you,
also,
my friend.
the way I came, how did I come? What was the first thing I said to you when I came up to you?
Compliment my dresses.
There you go. So you could use your environment, use anything in your whatever's in your environment, just use it. And like Laga said, even just saying hello is a way to break the ice. You don't need any special line or anything prepared. It could be all natural.
Yeah.
Just be courteous and just say hello.
Yeah.
So you've heard it here from Laga. We're out.